Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. All right, today we got a cool gun. It is an AK-47. It's the PSAK 47 GF5-E. That's a mouthful, but it's the one that I chose, and it's the one I'm going to try to build on and try to make a really cool AK out of. That's why I chose it, kind of like a blank platform. All right, so stay tuned, check it out. All right, guys, let's talk about the AK-47 from Palmetto State Armory. Okay, I want to talk about what it exactly is, and I want to cover some of the reasons why I went ahead and chose this one over some of the other comparables out there on the market today. Okay, but first of all, please hit that like button, the thumbs up button. That really helps the channel grow, and if you like what we're doing here, go ahead and hit subscribe too. That also really helps, okay? So, let's get right into it. This is Palmetto's latest version. It's the GF5, like I said in the beginning. It is their latest iteration of AKs that Palmetto's making. And I want to reiterate that they're making them. They're American made. So I wouldn't say that sets it into its own class, but that's a big reason why I went ahead and bought it, all right? I like what Palmetto's doing with the AK market, and hopefully they're going to start manufacturing ammunition sometime in the future as well. There's been some talk about that, but I really like that they're doing this, and I want to support it. Okay, so, and this is the GF5-E. So they're already on a few iterations. Hopefully a majority of the learning curve is behind them, and they can really crank out some really good product. And I say that real lightly because if you have a problem with anything from Palmetto, they got that great warranty. So one more reason for me to like shop with confidence with them is because if I have a problem, they're going to make it right. Okay, so you got the GF5, which is the latest iteration. This is the enhanced one, so it comes with a little extra couple features. And they've already started to build themselves a little bit of a track record, okay? The Century stuff, the C39V, C39V2, they had some hiccups along the way, and I didn't see that they were really in a push to correct all those things. That may be one of the reasons why I went with this one. And like I said, I just like what Palmetto's doing, and I get it. Not everybody's a Palmetto fan, but the overall scheme of things, I like what that company's doing with their products, okay? You don't have to like everything. I don't like everything they have, but the overall picture, I like what they're doing. So let's talk about the gun. Okay, so right up here, it ships with a pretty basic muzzle device. It's not the slant cut one. It's actually something that seems okay. I guess you could compare it to the bird cage that ships with most ARs, okay? And I think they do that because there's not a lot of time put in and thought put into this, because this is something probably people are going to change right out the gate, but they need to have something on there. It's more of like a thread protector that does something else. That's how kind of I see it, because that's going to go for me, okay? Front sight, it's, you know, it's the way it is. You're not going to get an AK without one, I don't think. It'd be weird if you do. It comes with a rear sight, okay? That's already gone. I took that off because it was not working for me. That thing seems like a piece of garbage, okay? If you want to have backup iron sights, I would look into something, I don't know, I would look elsewhere than what that ships with. As far as a lot of people talk about the front sight being canted or not, I don't care. I'm not going to use the front sights. I'm not going to put iron sights on this, so that's not something, it's like a non-issue. I'm not worried about that. The rail here, it is a JL billet handguard and cover up here with the Picatinny cover. Big reason why I went with this particular model is because it comes with the rail cover here, so I can attach my red dot right on top of the dust cover instead of having to go with a side mount, which it does come with, but I didn't want to go like the Midwest Industries one that comes up and over and you mount it on top of that. I wanted to be able to function the dust cover as it was intended. It just seems that this particular model was the most feature rich, and it was going to get the gun set up to the way I like to shoot the best without having to do too many things aside from use it. You know, I didn't have to add too many things. Now I thought about going the least inexpensive route and then building it up kind of from scratch myself with, you know, Midwest Industries is probably what I would have went with most things. RS Regulate, also good stuff, I believe. But I figure, I'm like, well, I'm going to save a lot of money and a lot of headache if it just comes ready to go, or as close as it can be to ready to go for what I like. Because I'm going to have a white light on here. I'm going to have a pressure switch place to, you know, a place to mount the pressure switch. I don't do lasers. I do like having this deal here, the BCM little grip deal, okay, and I like having a red dot, as most people should. I did not choose to go with the folding stock. I actually think at the time they didn't have that option for this particular setup. Comes with your basic Magpul buttstock here. It's not my favorite, but it'll do for now. I would have liked to try that Zukov stock, but I think that only comes on the folders. Anyway, aside from that, it comes with, probably the biggest selling point for me was also the barrel. It's the FN hammer forged barrel. All this stuff's cold hammer forged. The trunnion, the bolt, everything. That's a big step apart from the other generations. And I think that's what they did to fix some of the issues that they were having, right? So this is the GF5 versus, you're going to see a lot of reviews on the GF3, the real basic one. And I think people are picking those up for close to 600 bucks. I don't think there's probably anything wrong with them necessarily, but I do believe you're going to need a lot more bang for your buck and a lot more quality and longevity if you go with the newer one with all the nice features. More features here are that you don't get on the other ones, which is part of the enhanced package, I believe, is the extended safety. It's got the bigger lip on there, so it's easier to actuate the safety. And then also the ALG trigger. So triggers, you know, most of them work fine, but if I can get one from the factory that's the upgrade that most people do anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I felt it was a good deal to kind of pay it up front and just get as close to setup as I want. So I got that oversized charging handle little knob. It's coming in the mail. That should be here shortly. That's one thing I knew right out the gate I was going to have. It's fine like this, but why not have the oversized? It's inexpensive, and I think it adds a lot to the usability of the gun. So going to barrel length, I went with the full size, okay? Some people might think it's kind of crazy to go full size. Some people might think it's crazy not to get a folding stock. So the reason I did that is I want less trouble. I can't commit to a pinion welded because I don't know what I want on the front of this, okay? And I've shot the shorter length barrels, the closer to the 10-inch barrels. I don't remember exactly what the length was on all of them. And I just did not like those quite as much. And keep in mind, I'm setting up a rifle, and the 16-inch barrel does not bother me one bit. I wanted the stability that comes with having a fixed stock. I would like to have the ability to fold stocks, but I've seen some that have issues. They're not issues, they work fine, but they get kind of loose and sloppy, and I didn't like that too much. So, and of course, for me, preference, the size of the rifle is not problematic at all. This is a battle rifle. This is kind of like the standard stamped size for a battle rifle, in my opinion. Each his own, I guess, but that's why I chose the full size. Let's talk magazines. Okay, so we've got the magazine that it ships with. It's the PMag 30 round AK MOE magazine. I don't know what generation this is, whatever they ship with, it doesn't really matter. It's the PMag. Something to note, it's the one, it's the more inexpensive one. It's the one with the plastic little rocker deal here. They've got some that come with a metal insert. I think I'll be going with the metal insert ones over the plastic ones. Just from shooting it today, I don't know if it's a problem. Probably not a problem. I know Magpul knows what they're doing, but just a little bit of wear on there makes me feel not so crazy about it. And I say that because you've got the, of course, the classic, tried and true, war-proven Bakelights. These are just cool in my opinion, and they do come with the metal insert or whatever. It's Bakelite. It's a Bakelite mag. Although they are very expensive at this point in time now, the way things are going, the full-on 30 rounders. Then we've got some Polish imports. I think this is not going to be a very common one to hear. I'm actually borrowing this from a friend of mine who had somebody in Poland send him a few of these magazines. It's WBP, made in Poland. It's I would say it's very close to the Lancer style AR-15 magazines. It's got the metal on the base plate, although it does have the plastic on the little nub here. I don't know what it's called, I forgot. Sorry. I'm sure somebody will correct me. But these are pretty cool. He just gave me a variety of magazines to try out in the AK before I go and buy a bunch. As you know, things are changing here in the Northwest. Now, as you saw right in the opening part of the video, I had it pretty bare bones. I was out there shooting it. I didn't want to do an unboxing because I think those are a waste of time, of your time. So I'm not just going to sit here and pull the gun out of the box. I went out and shot just a little bit, maybe 100 rounds or so with the iron sights, how it was set up. Just kind of, you know, I was itching to go out and shoot. It was cool. And I didn't have anything set up on it. Right now, as it sits, it looks like it's done, but nothing's tightened down. I'm just playing with setups and seeing how I like it. Do I want to bring this back or forward placement like this? Do I like the placement of the pressure pad for the white light? The white light's going to stay right there. I think that's a good spot for that. And of course, this is going to stay right here. But I'm still playing with things. And then obviously I'll have to do some type of follow-up video of, you know, I already got 1,000 rounds ready to go on this thing and I can't wait to do it. And I also don't know quite yet if the height of the red dot is going to be a thing. EOTech has two different heights, as most people know. This is the higher one. I've played with the lower one on here too. That one seemed fine. I'm going to have to really spend some time with it, get to know what I really want as far as the red dot height and also style. So I don't know if I want to go red dot or holographic sight like the EOTech here. I'm thinking I want to go with the EOTech. That's why I'm playing with it, but who knows? I might get set up on it and I might just switch back to a aim point. So, you know, that's that. That's something that's going to develop over time. And that's something I preach all the time too is, you know, familiarize yourself with your weapons and get to know what you like and what works for you and do that, because ultimately it's your gun and that's how you're going to have to use it, right? So don't build to other people's ideas or specifications. Build what's right for you. So why did I choose to get an AK? It's something that I've always wanted, and not like I'm feeling the pressure of losing out on all the AKs. Obviously the price has really increased. I think the fun, cool new factor of having ARs is kind of wearing thin on people. I get that. So they're coming a little bit more popular, but I do think it's something that if you can afford it, of course, you should have in your arsenal, and you should be familiar with it. And that's something that I've heard Clint Smith say in the past, if you know who he is that you should be familiar with your enemy's weapon. And I think that's just a cool mentality to have, and that's what it is. And you know, I've shot these things quite a bit in the past, but I've never really dove in and really made one my own. So that's reason number one. Okay, and reason number two is it gives me another type of ammunition to be able to shoot, which we learned in the past couple of years that ammunition shortages or lack of supply and things like that can be problematic. Okay, so I want more options in that sense of the word, okay? And then also, I just want to learn another platform. It's going to overall make me a better shooter, things like that. So it's kind of like a bland reason to get it, but I've kind of always wanted one, and I just want to get real familiar with it, and I want to have a working knowledge of an AK, and I think the way to do that is to get one set up and use it the way I like it. So with all that being said, I hope that helps you if you're looking and doing some research into the AK world. If not, either way, thanks for watching, and again, please go ahead and stay tuned, hit the subscribe, that helps out, and stay tuned because shortly here, I'm really eager to get this out. Shortly, I'm gonna be following up with the post 1,000 rounds review and how I really got it dialed in and set up, and what I think of it, you know? So I'm actually gonna go out and shoot the crap out of this thing. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a good day.